Mashiach and the scope of world history as seen in the cosmos. And we begin with a Psalm of David, Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. So we shall examine the cosmos and world history from the past unto our future via the stars, the handiwork of the Creator. And we must begin at the beginning, and we begin here. This area here is known as Orion in the constellations, and anciently Orion is known as Osiris of Egypt. And here we have a major star, PT8, and here we have the foundation of Egypt. That star marks the foundation of Egypt becoming the first nation state upon the earth via Nama or Menes, the first pharaoh. And that was established around 3100 BC. Here at the belt of Osiris or Orion, we have the three pyramids at Giza, and they were built 2600 BC here. Now we move along the history of Egypt and we come to Rigel, a major star. This is known as the Scorpion. Osiris treads his foot on the scorpion where he stung. Rigel, this star, major star in Egypt, marks the time of the religious revolution of Akhenaten and his worship of Aten, the sun god, which upset the religious order of Egypt. And that was around 1350 BC. Now we come to Lepus, the hare, and it's a running figure, known in ancient cultures as the moon, because it has the face, moon has the face of a hare on it. And here below that we have the star Sirius, also known in Egypt as Isis. But the large stars of high magnitude relate to major changes in the cosmos and on the earth. And Sirius here marks the emergence of a Messiah in Egypt, Moses. And Lepus, being the hare, the running hare, marks the Israelites' exodus from Egypt. So here we have Moses, and Sirius marks the point of the Passover. When the sun moves over Sirius, it marks the date of the Passover, which is the 15th of Tammuz. Interestingly here, Sirius, along with Lepus, marking the Israelites' exodus. But here we have also, this is Canis Major, a star system going out from Sirius, or in other words, out from Moses. So we have two, indeed, separation within Judaism, and this star system here going out from Moses could represent the sects of Judaism, such as the Essenes, that followed a holier order than the people, as represented by Lepus. So Lepus represents the Israelites and their exodus from Egypt, Osiris. And this occurred 1320 BC. And that is based upon the Sophic cycle of Sirius. Next we come to the constellation of Columba, here. And the emergence in Israel of a major figure that formed Christianity. And here we see in this figure a man with a spear going into his body. This is the Christus. And the spear points to Canopus, known as the throne of God. And next to Canopus is Picta. And Picta relates to a sketchboard, and in other words, the book of life. So through Columba, or Christus, crucified on cross, represented in the cosmos, directing us to the throne of God, Canopus. And it's the major star, the biggest star, highest magnitude star in the southern polar hemisphere. Now we go on in history, and here we come to Callum, 2 stars, and these represent the pen. And this represents the Prophet Muhammad, for he was instructed to write via the pen. Now we go on and we move up in history, move along in history, and we come to horologium. This is known as the clock, and it in many ways represents our time, for it means the ending of time. And the general thought worldwide at the moment is that the year 2012 marks an end of an era, here represented by horologium. But here we have a major star, Alcana, and this represents change. And Alcana represents a major prophet will emerge at the time when people think it's the end of time. And this prophet, represented by Alcana, is connected through the river Eridanus. Here, going back through history, this river is representing the bloodline of the prophet. Going here, you read this, goes all the way around and brings us all the way back to Osiris or Orion and the star Regal. This means Regal, representing the scorpion, or the religious change in Egypt from the old order of gods to the worship of Aten, of Akhenaten, means that this prophet here, that will emerge very shortly, is connected to the royal house of Akhenaten. And this is shown by the bloodline through history of Eridanus. And we move on from Eridanus to the Phoenix, the re-emergence of a new dawn in the history of mankind.